I was working in HR, and even though I was employed in a human resources position, it wasn't an automatic solution for me. Sometimes people have the idea that when they come to human resources, there's some sort of magic that's going to happen, and that the human resource representative can solve the problem. But unless that HR rep has the proper tools, there's no solution. And that's what happens in the case of the workplace bully. For me, working in human resources, it was even more difficult, because not only did I have to think about going to human resources, I had to think about where human resources reported to, because that was where I needed to go. And that ended up being vice provost. It ended up being an attorney. It ended up being the EAP, all of these places, so that I could attempt to resolve the situation. It was a lost cause, that something was going to give, and I was at the point where I was breaking or I was leaving. And my family was too important to me. I decided that I didn't want to break. I wanted to be able to be functional. I had a young woman at one time when I was interviewing to fill a position. A young woman had come to me, and she was interviewing for a position, and she had a very good demeanor, and I really, really felt good about the interview that I had with her until she nearly broke down into tears. And she apologized, and then of course she couldn't help but tell me how desperate she was to get out of her work situation. I feel that it's unfortunate for me that I wasn't aware of how serious that situation must have been for this young woman to come and talk to me in that way. Now, knowing what I know today, I'm saddened to think that I wasn't able to do more for her at that time. Eventually, my health started to decline. Issues with my lungs, my heart, and my intestinal systems. I also had an emotional setback. One of the things that the Vice President of Human Resources for the university told me was that their hands were tied because no laws were broken. This woman has not broken any law.